Yo, ERhymesSports in the building. Yo, NBA Finals preview. 2020 NBA bubble, NBA playoffs, NBA Finals is finally here. And yes, after the preview, then we're going to go on to my final two teams, the Pelicans and Timberwolves, starting five all time and six man for the franchise. All right. Finally had to finish that series. But LeBron, his 10th NBA Finals, his ninth in the last 10 years? Come on, man. That's why he's up there with, whatever your Mount Rushmore is, right? If it's Michael Jordan, LeBron, Kareem, and Russell or Magic or Chamberlain, whoever, LeBron's in the top four all time. Frank Vogel's done a good job. You got to start to, give this guy some credit, some props. I think at the end of the day, I'm taking the Lakers in 6. And here's why. You have got to understand that LeBron's on a mission. And he's got AD. They miss Avery Bradley, definitely. One of the best, stat show, one of the best defensive perimeter players. But Cartavius Caldwell-Pope, he's been stepping up. Rondo, playoff Rondo's been doing it. You need Danny Green to get the shot back, but he's been playing better. But the reason why 6 games, because Bam Adebayo, Bam is killing it. Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero, even Kendrick Nunn, who they put to the bench, and Goran Dragic's doing it as a veteran. They got Olynyk, Andre Iguodala. So you've got shooting, you got passing, you have Jay Crowder. And you'll see Jimmy Butler, Jay Crowder, and Andre Iguodala, all three rotating on LeBron. And that's pretty good. That's darn good. Look, it could go 7, but the Lakers are going to win. I'm going to stick with the Lakers in 6. Look for Anthony Davis to get the MVP. I think LeBron could be close, but Davis is going to be so dominant. Will Bam be able to stop him? Maybe so. Sometimes. I don't know, The one thing I'm concerned about is if the Miami Heat, if their shooting gets so hot and on fire, Lakers could get in trouble. Okay? They could definitely get in trouble. So don't be shocked. If the Heat just, they win a couple games. I really think that they got a crew, but the Lakers are on a mission. And the fact that they have, Howard and McGee and all that to throw at Bam and Kelly Olynyk, who that's really their only size. And then Kyle Kuzma is the X factor. Can Kuz average 15 plus, average 18 plus? That's what he needs. Now look, if you got Robinson and Tyler Hero and Jay Crowder all hitting threes and Goran Dragic scoring 20 and Bam and Butler all over 20, the Heat could shock the world. I'm just saying, I'm just being honest. They could shock the world and win this in 7. It's not what I'm picking, but they could shock the world. Jimmy Butler's a dog. He's no clown. LeBron, I think, is going to wind up averaging probably 26, 8 and 8, which could be enough MVP unless your boy Anthony Davis is like 28, 12, and 2. 2 blocks, 2 assists, 2 steals. You know what I mean? But Kuzma's going to be the difference maker, If he's, plus 16, they easily win 5-6 games. If he's 15 or lower, and LeBron and them and Anthony are not over 30, then it could get dicey and easily be 6 or 7. But I'm going with the Lakers in 6. I believe in LeBron. I believe, he'll go 4 and 6 in NBA championships, and we'll lace it up again next year. But next year is Denver, Houston, the Clippers, the Warriors, the Pelicans, all these teams improving. It's going to be crazy. The West will be crazy, And, I'm sorry Doc Rivers got fired. You still got 5 coaching jobs available, 5 or 6. Billy Donovan went to the Bulls. So you got the Clippers, the Rockets, the Sixers, the Pelicans, the Pacers. Okay, so Jason Kidd, Tyronn Lue, Doc Rivers, Nate McMillan. How about Mark Jackson? How about Sam Cassell? No, I would not rehire D'Antoni. I think he's done. And the Sixers, I think the Sixers would be lucky to get Doc Rivers. I think he's still a very good coach. So hopefully, these guys get chances. Let's see if Mark Jackson or Van Gundy get an interview or get a job. But at the end of the day, the Lakers will win the chip. 4-2. ERhymesSports in the building, yo. Let's break down the Pelicans and Timberwolves, yo. Peace. LeBron James. And Bam Adebayo. I play your NBA game and I will bite LeBron James to win the title. My name is The Crown. I am royalty. Yes, brother, you are. Peace. Yo, what's the deal? ERhymesSports in the building. I told you I was going to finish my starting 5 6-man series all time. And the last 2 teams are the Minnesota Timberwolves, right? And the New Orleans Pelicans. How many Pelicans are out there pedaling? And I told you Boston would win. They did. So now we'll see if the Lakers can advance and can the Celtics force a Game 7. We'll see. All right. So we'll start with the Pelicans. At the point we got to go with, remember, this is New Orleans. So it was the Hornets, and then they, switched the name. Chris Paul. Before he was, traded to the Lakers and then rejected and then sent to the Clippers, Chris Paul was holding it down, going to the playoffs. Him, Tyson Chandler, David West, they were doing it, okay? And he's like, just a legend for New Orleans, really, if you think about it. Then what's kind of wild is that you got Drew Holiday, J-Rue, out of the Holiday Brothers, J-R-U-E, Drew. Offense, defense. And by the way, Chris Paul's climbing up the list with this playoffs that he had with the Oklahoma City Thunder. He's definitely a top 10 all-time point guard. Maybe he climbs up to like 5, 6, 7, somewhere in there. Chris Paul's a legend, Hall of Famer. Drew Holiday, offense, defense. He's leading this young team now. And, him and Anthony Davis, they had some runs, but they couldn't get past the second round. He gets you buckets, plays defense, played the 1, played the 2, playing the 2 with Lonzo now, but he's played the 1 before. He's sort of like a combo guard, and now with positionless basketball, it's whatever. The small forward is Zion. That's his real natural position. I mean, he can play forward and center, but I think he's at heart, if he wasn't super like the physical specimen, when you look at his height, he's more like a 3-4, okay? And then at the power forward, you could go either way. I guess you could say David West. I'd say Anthony Davis and put David West at center. But Anthony Davis was a legend with the Pelicans, and now you see what he's doing with the Lakers. And just too bad they couldn't keep him. They couldn't put enough around him, But this is a dude that's, 2010 all the time, blocks, 3 points, post. He'll probably go down, like it'll be Duncan, Barkley, Malone, Davis, McHale. He'll wind up somewhere in that top 3 or 4 all time for power forwards. Then the center, I go with David West, just legit. He finally got his chip with the Warriors. He deserved it. Such a great player. Like that 8 to 14 feet range, money with the jumper. Great defense, great rebound. Just David West, just really incredible player when you think about it, and just physical, locking things down, right? And then when you think about the sixth man, the Pelicans, I mean, we're going forward, right? Because you could talk about Tyson Chandler, not too many other players, but you got to go with Brandon Ingram. He's going to be there. He's going to be a future star. Him and Zion are going to take this team to the playoffs probably next season, 2021 season, and just an incredible player, okay? And he's really improved his game, made the All-Star team. I think he'll probably be able to give you like 23, 24 a game, 3, 4 assists, maybe 5, 6 rebounds. But Brandon Ingram is working on that jumper, this water. As he gets stronger, he'll really be able to take it to the Baja and just boom. So the Pelicans got to get the right coach and move forward, Peace to Alvin Gentry. And, so that's the history. I mean, you've had, who else has been there in New Orleans? You had Jamal Mashburn there for a minute. You've had, it hasn't had a crazy history because, it mixes up with New Orleans and then the Hornets and, whatever. But it's definitely a tough starting 5-6 man. Now with Minnesota Timberwolves, not the greatest history either, But I think, honestly, you got to go with my man, Stephon Marbury at the point. I know a lot of people got Ricky Rubio online, but I just, Rubio, you can't compare Rubio to Stephon. Rubio played there longer, but now he's with Phoenix and doing his thing. But Stephon Marbury was killing him. All right? 20 plus, 9 assists, steals, Starbury. People have disrespected him over the years, and he went to New York and Phoenix and New Jersey. But when it was him, Garnett, and Gugliotta, they were doing it, and Sam Mitchell, they were doing it in Minnesota, right? Lost to the Lakers in the playoffs and Shaq and Kobe, but they were killing it, okay? And the shooting guard, Sam Cassell. Sleepy Sam with the Rockets, but he played a good while in Minnesota with the Bucks. Sam Cassell was ridiculous, and shout out to Malik Sealy. You could talk about him. Wally Zerbiak gets a lot of credit, and people like to put him there. And I think he's probably got more stats because he stayed there longer, but Sam was a better player all around. The small forward, I got to go with KG. Even though he's a power forward, we got to get in KG. Just one of the greatest winners of all time. Finally left, went to Boston to get his chip, stayed around forever, came back to Minnesota, retired, right? And then Kevin Love, who before he went to Cleveland at Minnesota, he was like, 25 and like 10, 11 every night, holding Minnesota down. He just couldn't get over the hump, so he had to go with LeBron and Kyrie and won. And then at center, now, Kevin Love didn't play the defense, but a great passer, great rebounder, like Wesley Unseld, right, who he was named after, Kevin Wesley Love. And then at center for the Timberwolves, that's Big Cat, Karl Anthony Towns. He is ridiculous. Him, Joel Embiid, Nikola Jokic, the best centers in the NBA, and he's one of the future stars of the league, and hopefully can lead the Timberwolves back to the playoffs in the near future. The West is just so loaded. What can you do, right? And then at the sixth man, Wally Zerbiak, Rubio, but I got to give it to my man that I saw in college, battle the Wizard, Walt Williams, and I'm talking about, yes, NC State Wolfpack, Tom Gugliotta. Pure three-pointer. I think it was, number 24? Gugliotta was nasty. 20-something a game, sometimes 18, 19. He gave you like 7 boards, 2 assists, a steal. Gugliotta was wet. He was versatile. Just a great game. Great player. So I got to give him the sixth man. But shout out to Malik Sealy. Shout out to all the different Timberwolves, especially Wally Zerbiak, Wally Ball, who rocks with the Knicks now. He definitely deserves, honorable mention, I would say. But, yeah. So that's it, ERhymesSports, finishing up the series. We got to get to, Mount Rushmore of the NFL, where I already did the Jets, the Steelers, a couple other teams, Giants. But I'll finish that up as the NFL season continues. And then we'll get to some baseball series. Maybe best infields, best outfields, or, we'll figure out something. Or the starting lineup for each team. Oof. All right, comment down below. Let me know what kind of series you want to see. And or maybe I'll do the all-time starting 5 and 6 man for college basketball teams. I think I'm going to do that. Hopefully we get college basketball this season. 2020's been rough. All right, ERhymesSports in the house, and I'm out. How many pelicans are out there pedaling? And shout out to the Timberwolves. Yeah, man. Peace.